Bickley and Marotta. Bickley and Marotta Mornings. Arizona Sports. The local sports leader. Bickley Blast.
Frank Vogel called Tuesday's victory, quote, a good-ass win, and I agree. It was a little of both. Let's recap, shall we? The day started with more mind-numbing disappointment with news that KD was tapping out with an ankle injury, once again turning the promise of the Big Three into the Big T's. The beginning of the game was borderline unwatchable, which is too often the case with the Suns' offense over the first 28% of the season. Unlike a Rolex or an Omega, they're rarely a great watch. There was also some good stuff. Josh Okogie, Chimezie Metu made some big shots when needed. Bradley Beal had a couple of moments in his return, and Devin Booker stayed calm in the face of gimmicky defenses and took the game over in the fourth quarter. But even that was a struggle. The Suns nearly kicked away another big lead to the Warriors' reserves for a second time this season with incredibly sloppy ball handling, an issue that is not going to go away when the Big Three finally leave the tarmac. And in the end, the takeaways are confusing yet simple. Beal returned to the lineup and left in one piece. Booker continues to cover for a lot of issues on this team, and it's pretty clear to me the Warriors are no longer a high-quality opponent, rather a former dynasty that has hit the end of the road. But in the end, the Suns got a win. They needed a win, and in our jaded state of high expectations, we must occasionally, on Planet Orange, remember that wins were once hard to come by. All right, today's Bickley Blast brought to you by my great friends at Chapman BMW, who make luxury attainable. Find them online at chapmanbmw.com.
We enjoy wins. It's a good-ass win. We lost another guy out of our rotation, shorthanded. Shorthanded wins are great wins, and I was very proud of our guys competing and doing enough to get the W.
So much to react to, as I turn my mic on late. So much to react to from that blast.
Oh, okay, good.
Starting with the Warriors. Let's get the Warriors out of the way.
Okay, because I think they are out of the way
The
now.
Suns are kind of doing,
I think they are out of the way, Vinny.
You know me and my love of 80s movies. You ever see the John Cusack joint Better Off Dead? It's a strange little movie. They could never make this movie today. But it's about a teenager who's going through a hard breakup. And in this town that he lives, and when he pulls up to a stoplight, there's these two Asian guys that live in the town who learned how to speak English from watching The Wide World of Sports. So they sound like Howard Cosell. I told you it's a weird little movie. But a phrase that one of them says in the movie kind of applies to the Golden State Warriors. The once great champion, now a study in moppishness.
That's good. Moppishness, yeah.
Kind of what they are.
It's kind of what they are. Klay Thompson is cooked. Draymond Green is out of control.
The one that makes the least amount of sense to me is Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah,
what he has become. After that run to the title, they don't win that title without Andrew Wiggins.
No.
He was very much maybe the second best player on the Warriors during that run. He had his weird issues last year that weren't really elaborated upon when he missed all that time. And since he's been back in the court, he's been almost unplayable at times. And he was last night.
Yeah. So listen, the Suns had an opportunity to put an end to this dynasty, if you will, in the playoffs 2 years ago. And they failed and they collapsed and they let the Warriors win a title that sort of prolonged the inevitable for Golden State. Last night was all I needed to see. Charles Barkley was right on the money 2 weeks ago. Right on the money. They're cooked.
And now if
they're not winning anything.
You take Draymond Green out for 10 games, Draymond is Draymond, but he still increases their chances of winning games. Mm-hmm. They're not good on the road with him. They'll be, terrible on the road without him. And how good will they be at home without him? So there's the Warriors front. Mm-hmm. I agree with you. The beginning of the game, there was 85 three-pointers taken in that game last night by the two teams.
I think one made three-pointer. Well, I think it was 1 for 85. That's what it felt like, Vinny.
There was a lot of throwing the ball at the rim early in that game. Both offenses got going a little bit. The Suns' issue of not being able to close out games cleanly or just booting them all together, that nearly happened again last night. Devin Booker talked about it after the game.
Yeah, it's frustrating. We seem to put emphasis on, not being a team that only learns through losses. I think the good teams in this league, win or lose, you still try to find ways to get better and stress the importance of little things like that. That's just, it's just urgency, attention, like things that we can all control. And, we have too many talented guys in this room to be, doing that for the third or fourth time. Yeah, it's frustrating.
When we had the Draymond Green discussion, I asked the question, is there not any learning going on with Draymond Green, this repeated behavior leading to ejections and suspensions is hurting his team? You heard the frustration in Devin Booker's voice right there. You can ask the question, is there not any learning going on? Because you have veteran players at the end of games making bad decisions with the basketball, going for home run passes when that's not necessary. Lots of lazy, no-pace cross-court passes that are easily picked off by defenders and creating, fast break opportunities the other way. It's been baffling to watch because you wouldn't expect that from this team with this much experience. This team does not have a rookie on the roster. Like
wow,
they are an experienced, seasoned group of individuals.
But they're all rookies with each other.
With each other.
Yeah.
That's exactly the point.
Like literally every single player on the team is new this year except for Durant and Booker, and Durant wasn't playing yesterday.
What you're saying is true, but
if
that still shouldn't affect an individual with the ball.
Yeah, if you're a seasoned pro, it's not that you know how to assimilate fast.
You don't make that pass.
No. And the other thing, too, about the Suns, so everything you're saying, I completely agree with. I don't know why they're getting so careless with some of their passes, but I think it's because there's just no structure. There's no set structure yet to what team do we become in these late-game situations? Who's in charge? What are we doing? The other thing is, I would love this offense to get up and get out and run a little more. Just the pace at which they play, it's a very belaboring kind of offense to watch.
That was another thing that was a little bit puzzling last night is the Suns went into conservative offensive mode pretty early on in trying to protect that lead, which you somewhat understand. A lot of shots very late in the shot clock. And then, in addition, when things got really tense, in addition to some sloppy passes and bad ball handling, they were taking unnecessary shots early in the shot clock. But overall, when the game is still, developing or, finding its footing, the Suns have been very, I think they're third to last in pace in the NBA.
I'd like to see that up a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I thought that was the reason they wanted to move off of Chris Paul. I thought partly because they knew they needed to kind of up their tempo. Mm-hmm. So, again, but again, like I said at the end of the blast, we have to, they got to win, and they needed to win. And it's as long as they continue to find ways to win games, it makes the delay and the wait bearable. So that's where I'm at with this thing, and so.
Yeah, but even you're getting a little antsy, right?
Oh no, I am. Listen, I'm about to get concerned because again, it's like I'm used to basketball players missing a game or two with a sprained ankle, and that's all it's been for KD so far. But it's been a long time, and I want this to take flight. We all do. Mm-hmm. So I'm leading with my heart here and my emotions here. But I do think at some point in time we need this market needs it, this team needs it. They're going to have to find a way to be special, and it's not going to happen until all three are playing together.
You can text your thoughts to the FanDuel text line at 620 right now. Coming up next is tonight the night the big three are together for the first time. We've seen 2/3 in a lot of different forms. Does that number become 1 this evening?
Thanks for watching Bickley and Marotta. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.